brush things off, but we find a way to bless people, and we find a way to be a blessing to the people around us. And I remember I work security a lot, and what happened well, a lot of times is I don't really tell people a lot of times that I'm a Christian, but for some reason I'm not gonna lie. For some reason, every time I work security, and with other people, I'm working like with a group of people. If I get to talking to somebody, we're somehow in the conversation we're going to be talking about God. Like, I don't know how that happens, but every single time. See, a lot of times people say, well, I don't know how to bring up God in conversation. I'll be honest with you, God brings Himself up in the conversation. And really, God, people are searching for God. People are hungry for God. People are wanting to know more about God, and people to be honest with you, that I would never even imagine. And I was thinking, wow, this guy's like the type of person that I would never see wanting to hear about know about God, but yet he's asking me all these questions about the Bible and about this and about that, and that's what I think. I think we have to be, in a way, we have to learn to live a lifestyle every single day, live a lifestyle where we love people enough to get to know people also. Mm-hmm. I remember a lot of times I go to Publix, and I went to Publix with Chip, and we were in the register, and I was like having a conversation with the lady, and he's like, "Do you know that lady?" I'm like, "No, I don't know that lady." And he's like, "Oh," like, okay, and I'm just like, "Yeah, I just talk to people a lot." Yeah. But like, that's the kind of, we have to care enough about people to want to get to know them, and want to get to know them, because it's not enough to just walk up to someone and say, "Oh yeah." Sometimes I kind of feel that there's a impartiality to evangelism that people kind of see when you see street evangelism. It's like, okay, you just prayed the sinner's prayer. Hopefully you'll find a church, but I'm never going to meet you again. I'm never going to see you again. So what I love is being, for me personally, what I love is being an evangelist in a way where the people I see every single day, I preach, I show them the gospel, I show them love, and I'm so like attentive to them. I'm like, hey, so how's your life going? And do you need anything to pray for? Is there anything you want me to pray about? And people like that. People want that in their life, because sometimes people take time to reach God. Sometimes it takes seeds. It takes you to sow some seeds into their life. It takes that, and then one day it'll be that one thing you say that gets to them, and that really sparks something in them, and they say, you know what? What's different about you? What makes you so joyful all the time? What makes you so? Why do you care so much about me? And so that's the kind of person we need to be. That's the kind of person that Jesus was when he was here. He was like that. And Zacchaeus is a clear example. He was like, hey, Zacchaeus, we're gonna have dinner at your house. And it's funny. He never said anything else to Zacchaeus. He just told him, hey, I want to have dinner at your house. And because of that, Zacchaeus was saved. He literally went from like being this wicked man to like doing a 180 and flipping his entire lifestyle based on one little sentence Jesus said to him. That, I think that's just the most incredible thing, and it shows the power of God's love, the power of God of the gospel. The gospel itself. Well, the gospel sometimes will preach itself just by the very things you do on a daily basis. Mm-hmm. And people will see the gospel in everything and everything you do, the gospel has to be shown in your actions, in your lifestyle, in your words, in the way you love people. And that's truly what the gospel is. And another thing I just wanted to add, I was actually watching TV the other day, what was it, Sunday morning. Was like I work Saturday nights and Sunday nights. So when I get home from work, I like either go to church and like really tired going to church, or I try to watch something that's like church oriented on TV. So I was watching this preacher, and I was like, hey, this guy was really good. I was surprised, and there was something he said that I was like, wow, I've never heard a TV preacher say this. And what he said was, he was like, Sometimes you he's like, sometimes so many people will ask God, get me out of this situation. God, bring me. I don't want to be in the situation of poverty or this and that. But see, sometimes he said, sometimes God wants you to be in that situation. Sometimes God puts you in that situation to reach those who are in that situation too. So sometimes God brings you, he said, instead of praying that God will bring you out of this situation, ask God, how could He use you in that situation? How could He use you in your present state? Ask God, how can you use me? How can you use me to reach the people that are on the same level as me? Because that's what Jesus did. He went on the same level as them. He sat down with tax collectors and and prostitutes and had lunch with them. I mean, we don't do that. I don't see anybody else. Yeah, I mean, but the thing is though, that is the gospel. That is reaching out and showing them how much you love them, showing them how great, how amazing God's love is, and basically, I think that's pretty much it for me. Yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, actually, you know what? I have to add one thing, and I have to give Ileana props. Actually, she was telling me how she kind of doesn't really. She's like, yeah, basketball is kind of like and whatever for me. But she was telling me how she's like, actually, I actually decided to join the basketball team because I wanted to reach out to the people that are playing that are on the team. And I was like, really? Wow, that's awesome. Like that's an amazing thing to do. And she gets it. She sees what she sees a way for her to reach out to people, and she's like, you know what? I'm gonna plug myself into this so that I can reach the people in that. And maybe she may have gotten injured because of it, but to her it's worth it. Yeah, to her every sprained ankle is worth it as long as somebody reaches, as long as someone sees the love of God and everything and what she says to them and what she does. So with that, I guess we'll do a closing prayer, and if you guys want to talk, yeah, we'll.